we see ourselves as practitioners of Dharma. So the reason why I shared some part of my own personal experience and practice is to really bring home the point that all of us, each one of us, if we take our Buddhist practice seriously through cultivation through meditation, and the meditation really needs to combine both analytic meditation of deep inquiry into the nature of reality, understanding compassion, and also internalization of that through meditative practice. So this combination of both resting meditation and analytic, discerning meditation is really the way to go. And if you are able to do this, you can really see a real difference even in your day-to-day life. Once you are able to cultivate a little bit of wisdom, you change the way you see the reality and your own existence. When you are able to cultivate compassion, then you really see the difference in your own day-to-day life. And those who are serious practitioners, if we dedicate more time to personal practice, we will also be able to have aspiration to attain higher levels of realization as well. So I urge all of you to make some effort. So, of course, as part of our own tradition in the monasteries, there are also rituals that are part of the traditions. In the Tibetan tradition, rituals involve, beating drums and playing cymbals and all these kind of musical instruments. And, of course, they are part of the tradition, but it is important for us to remember that is the ritual of these performance rituals is not the most important one. Because if you focus too much on the rituals, the only thing that you get is all the noise these musical instruments create. Where we should really pay more attention and focus is the inner development, inner cultivation. And inner cultivation has to be done through, as I shared before, combination of this analytic and resting approach, resting the mind, focusing it, settling the mind, then applying it, and so that you can combine. And the focus of those two approaches has to be really cultivation of wisdom, some understanding of the nature of reality, and then cultivation of compassion, and particularly bodhicitta. And if we are able to do this, as I said earlier, in my case, they've become, if you spend some time on inner cultivation through meditation, these teachings become real, they become fresh, they become alive. It is, and in fact, by making these teachings come to life in you, we will really experience the fruits and the benefits of the Buddha's teaching. So since many of us who are gathered here are practitioners, I really wanted to make this important point. So also at the same time urge all of you to put more effort into your own daily practice. So I can also share with you that by engaging in this kind of inner development, and particularly focusing on wisdom and compassion, it really can help increase our courage as well. For example, in the case of my dealing with the current struggle and situation of Tibet, if you think just only about it from a narrow angle, you can lose your hope. But if you look at this crisis and look at this current situation from the broader perspective of the courage that the cultivation of bodhicitta and compassion gives you, then you can have a much more resilient mind. So even in your own life, day-to-day life, there might be problems which may seem enormous and unbearable, but if you have the courage that bodhicitta and these practices can give you, you will be in a much stronger position to actually turn adversities and difficulties, not be overwhelmed by them, but actually transform them creatively into opportunities as further assistance on your own path. So this courage coming from the practice is a powerful tool for transforming, dealing with adversities and transforming adversities into opportunities. So in my own case, I was a young child born in the remote part of Tibet, in the northeastern part of Tibet, and brought to central Tibet. And ever since, I had the opportunity to be schooled in the study of the Buddhist texts. And, many of these Buddhist texts are treatises written by great Indian masters, and which really present these teachings on wisdom and compassion. And I have personally found them to be deeply impactful while in Tibet, and especially ever since coming into exile. I familiarized myself with these texts, contemplated on the content of these teachings, and I personally find them to be a powerful source, not just for personal practice, but also mental resilience, to give me courage. And I think this is really important to keep in mind. Today we have a large gathering of representatives from various Buddhist countries. This is an international gathering. Of course, Buddhism is one among many religions on this planet. Yes, all great major traditions of the world carry a message that is same, love, compassion, and so on. But I would say that what makes Buddhist, the Buddha Dharma unique is the richness of the resources that are found in the tradition for inner development, particularly through the combination of what I called analytic, approach and more concentrative, restful meditation practice. The meditation practice is very rich and aimed at transforming our own mind. So that, I think, is an important feature of Buddha Dharma. And if we recognize this, and if we embody it in our day-to-day life, then the fruits of that embodiment will be obvious to everybody, not just to Buddhists. There are many different faith traditions in this world. There are also many people who do not subscribe to any particular tradition. But for all of them, if we as Buddhists can illustrate through our own life the benefit and value of Buddha Dharma, I would say this would be a service to the Buddha Dharma. This would be a way of saying thank you, expressing our gratitude to our teacher, Buddha. So this is something that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, sure.
And I've had a very early breakfast, so it seems to be getting closer to the time that I'm getting hungry. Thank you all.
Thank you, His Holiness, for the precious pearls from the vast ocean of your wisdom. The gratitude we owe to His Holiness is beyond any description and cannot be adequately expressed in words. Nevertheless, it's time for customary vote of thanks. May I request Venerable Sharat-se Khensur Rinpoche Jangshuk Choiten, Deputy Secretary General IBC, for vote of thanks, please.
Good morning to Your Holiness, and good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais and dignitaries and brothers and sisters and ladies and gentlemen in front of me. I would like to present the vote of thanks from the organizer side, the International Buddhist Confederation. First of all, I would like to present my vote of thanks to Your Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, most respected Tenzin Gyatso, for your very inspiring and your very eloquent and precious sharing of inner experiences that you have gained throughout your life. I do believe very strongly your sharing of experiences will guide our life. And it is not just for us. You have been kind of a source of inspiration for millions and millions of people on this planet. And you're still inspiring many more. And I believe very strongly that there will be many generations coming up that will be kind of fully get inspired by your messages and your lifestyle. So we all respect you from the depth of our heart, and at the same time, since it's my duty to present the vote of thanks, I thank you very much for your such an eloquent and valuable speech. And we need your presence and we need your guidance continuously for many more decades. So I do request on this stage to please take good care of yourself and live long and keep guiding us.